Hello everyone, in today's video I am going to be providing a walkthrough of all the loot spawn locations for the Interstellar Relay location on the Kings Canyon map. This is a high tier loot location with 11 different areas where loot spawns and a total of 17 supply bins in the surrounding area. Keep in mind, loot does not always spawn in these locations and the loot that does spawn is random. The purpose of this walkthrough is to help you learn the map. The more you know about looting locations, the better you will get at the game. So before we begin, check out this clip proving why it is good to know where the loot spawns as soon as you drop at Interstellar Relay. I was able to get a gun just in time before an enemy player ran into the building I landed at. Due to this, I was able to take him out of the game instead of having to run away from him weaponless.
That's what the map's for. Faking him out with a decoy.
Aside from this example clip, there's going to be a couple others throughout the video, and make sure to stick around until the end for an epic example clip. Now, let's hop into the loot spawn locations. Starting from the south of Interstellar Relay, you will find a small shed where loot will spawn. Moving to the northeast from here, you will come to a large area where loot will spawn. In this area, you will find 5 supply bins and 5 mats laying on the ground where loot will spawn. Entering this area from the southwest and moving directly east along the metal grading walkway, we will come to our first supply bin in the southeast corner of this area. From here, moving directly north, you will find 4 more supply bins. 3 are on the lower level area and the last one is on a higher level metal grading walkway to the north. Then continuing from this northeast supply bin, you will travel to the southwest and find a square tarp laying on the ground where loot will spawn. Traveling in an arc from here to the south, you will find 4 more tarps laying on the ground where loot will spawn. Exiting this large area and moving straight to the west, you will find a supply bin sitting on the east side of a building. Then entering this building from the east side, you can find loot spawning in the small entryway next to 2 garbage bags. Moving up the steps to the second floor, you will find loot spawning in 2 separate spots on the ground. One set of loot spawns close to the stairs, and the next set spawns on the tarp laying on the ground closer to the stairs leading to the roof. Once at the door to the roof, you can find loot spawning to the left as soon as you exit the door to the roof. There should only be one location where loot spawns on this level. Then just to the north, there is a small shack where loot will spawn from side to side on the ground. Before we go any further, let's look at another example clip of why knowing where the loot spawns and being able to fight right away is to your advantage. In this clip, I already have looted on the opposite side of the waterfall from my teammates, and they get in a fight right after landing.
On me! Oh sh! No, he shot me behind a wall! Dude, both of these guys are one shot. He's killing me. Nice. Alright, nice.
Oh.
Got the 2 I hurt. There's not a peacekeeper unless you want it because you killed him.
No, it's yours. Moving to the next building to the north, you will find a supply bin on the west side of the building. You can then enter the ground level of the building from the west side as well. Loot will spawn in the entryway. This entryway is slightly bigger than the previous building's design. Then traveling up to the second floor, you will find loot spawning on the tarp on the south side of this floor. Heading through the door that leads you to the roof, there will be a small area on the second floor that is outside where loot spawns before you head up the stairs. Then going up the stairs, you will find 2 separate spots where loot spawns on the roof. The first spot is on the east side of the roof, and the second is on the south side of the roof. Loot spawns on a tarp on the south side of the roof. Moving to the next loot spawn area, you will now travel to the most northern area of Interstellar Relay. There you will find a supply bin on the east side of the building in this area, and a second supply bin on the north side of this building. Entering this building from the south, you will find loot to the left of the door as soon as you enter in 2 separate spots that are sitting next to each other. Then going down the hall, turning left, and opening the door to the outside, you will find loot spawning underneath the overhead terrace. Heading back inside and heading up the stairs, you will find loot spawning on a tarp on the north side of the building in the first room of the second floor. Then entering the second room to the west, you will find loot spawning in the northwest side of this room and also in 2 spots of the hallway leading to the north. Then opening the door to the west, you will find more loot spawning on the terrace. There should be 2 loot spawn locations close to each other here. Traveling to the south, you will bump into a shed where loot spawns. Loot will be on the ground from one side to the other in this shed. Then heading south to the building, you will find a supply bin on the south side of this building. Entering the building from the west, you will find that this building is identical to the first building we entered on the opposite side of the waterfall. Loot will spawn in the small entryway at the bottom of the stairs next to 2 garbage bags and a vending machine. Heading up the stairs, you will find loot spawning on the second floor right next to the steps, and then also on a tarp next to the stairs leading to the roof. Once on the roof, you will find loot spawning in one area on the east side. Stopping again for another example clip, in this one you will see that the enemy team landed before our team landed. This puts us in a bad position unless you know exactly where to go to find loot right away. So in this clip, I go to a building where no one landed, landed. Then while being chased, I find a weapon on the roof and go straight to the next building to get shields before fighting.
Opening fire.
Oh man, that Pathfinder still one shot.
Traveling to the next building to the south, you will find loot spawning underneath the northeast terrace of the building. Then moving on from here, a supply bin is located on the west side of the building. From here, walking up the steps on the west side of the building to the second floor, you will find loot spawning on the metal terrace that goes around the outside of the building. Loot will spawn on a tarp on the northeast side of the terrace and also on a tarp on the southeast side of the terrace. Then entering the building from the second floor east side, you will find a tarp in the southwest corner where loot spawns, then another loot spawn area just down the hall to the north, and also in two separate areas in the room located in the northeast inside of the building. One spot is in the northeast corner of this room and the other the southwest corner. Continuing on to the south, across the waterway to the next building, you will find a supply bin located on the west side of this building. Then entering this building from the east side, you will find loot spawning on a tarp as soon as you turn left. Moving further on to the room to the left, as soon as you walk through the door, you will find loot spawning underneath the stairs to the left and also on the tarp located on the south side of this room. Heading up the stairs to the second floor, you will find loot right next to the stairs. Then going north out the second floor door, you will find loot to your left as soon as you walk onto the roof. There will also be loot spawning to the east on the roof right outside the door you went through. Then just north of this spot, loot spawns on a tarp in the northeast corner. Traveling to the south, you will find loot spawning in the southeast corner of the roof and just around the corner on the south side of the roof. Moving southwest from here to the next building, you will find a supply bin on the east side. Then entering this building from the west, before entering the building, you can find loot spawning underneath the terrace. Then as soon as you walk through the door, loot can be found laying on the ground. Then turning to your right, you will find loot spawning in the northwest corner of the room and along the west wall. Moving up the stairs, you will find loot spawning on the tarp in the northeast corner of the first room, then also in the northeast corner of the second room at the end of the hall, and also in two separate spots down the west hall. Stepping outside to the terrace, you will find loot spawning in two separate spots side by side on the northwest side of the terrace. Just west of here, you will find another shed where loot will spawn from one side to the other. I am now going to show you the final example clip for this video before moving on. For this clip, I had already fully geared up on the east, north, and northwest sides of Interstellar Relay. Then while moving to the southwest, my teammate and I bump into an enemy team. This clip really gives glory to why you should know where the loot spawns and how getting geared up before you fight can really change the tide of a battle.
45 seconds until the ring closes. Still talking to myself, but I sound good. Shots fired and they're hitting me. Throwing arc star. 30 to win. Throwing through my grenade. Recharging shield.
Then heading further south to the next building, a supply bin can be found on the west side. Then entering the building from the south, you will find loot spawning on the ground as you walk through the door in the entryway. Heading up the stairs, loot can be found on the tarp in the southeast side corner of this floor. Then stepping outside, still on the second floor, loot will spawn at the bottom of the stairs. Heading up the stairs, loot can be found as soon as you turn right at the top of the stairs. Loot can also spawn on the tarp on the east side of the roof. Traveling northwest from here up the waterfall, you will find 3 supply bins at the top of the incline around a respawn beacon. 2 will be on concrete, 1 on the south side of the beacon, and 1 on the north. The last one is in the water to the northwest facing the beacon. That is all for today's walkthrough video. Make sure to leave a like if you found this video to be helpful or enjoyable. Subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.